It's awful rain today in Saint Petersburg. The ideal condition to go to the Hermitage, to the museum. This is also the reason why most people come to Saint Petersburg. You can buy your ticket and book a guide over the internet in advance, or you can buy at one of the automatic ticket counters your ticket with a Visa or a MasterCard. This is how to avoid to queue up. The Hermitage is one of the biggest museums of cultural heritage in Europe. Aside of the Louvre and the Prado, it's an amazing collection, mainly by the Catherine the Great. She did not steal any of these items here in the museum. She bought for a very good price, actually, and I invite you now to get a glimpse, because actually you cannot see it all. It's amazing. There are thousands, millions of items from different centuries, different artists. Just get an impression by switching through the museum. Run behind me, just join. The Hermitage Museum of Art and Culture was founded in 1764 and is open to the public since 1852. You are allowed to take pictures. This is the reason why I can show you this film. And you can get an audio guide if you want for 500 ruble at the entrance. The museum comprises over 3 million items, including the largest collection of paintings in the world. As said, for me as a simple tourist, it's very difficult to understand what happened in these gigantic palaces and rooms during the times. There is a very, very nice view on the river Neva from the palace embankment building. And there is also the peacock clock, which is the favorite piece actually of many people coming to the museum. It's a large automated clock made by an entrepreneur called James Cox in the second half of the 18th century, and came through the influence of Georgy Potemkin, a military man very much at the favor of Catherine the Great, to the collection of her own in the Hermitage. It's a wonderful piece of work. You never see it work actually in the museum, but there is a screen and they show how it would work if it works. And I mean, amazing, all these details. Have a look at them. Millions and millions of more details can be seen if you walk through the rooms of this huge museum. But what is actually most impressive, and what you will see now, is you can walk for hours through all these rooms, and just the decoration of the rooms, the floors, the wooden floors, the stone, etc., is worthwhile to come here once in a while to see it in the original forms. Sometimes when I walk through these rooms, I try to imagine how it must have been for these people to compete with other emperors. Maybe they really wanted to impress them and bluff and get more and more of these items and stuff. Sometimes also they fought wars and they lost a lot of money, and they had also to sell their items. And maybe we can also compare it to modern times, where not emperors but also businessmen sometimes get into competition with each other, especially in the industrial sector, and try to gather more, get greedy and want more and want more. I think it must be like to become addict of items and money, etc. So I'm very happy as a European, not wanting to sit on such a throne and say I'm the best, fuck the rest, but have a kind of a social cohesion, go to the museum with so many people from all over the world and appreciate these pieces of art without having or possessing them. And what I also learned here in Russia, we are not talking the same language and we do not have the same writing, but I feel very much at ease among these people, especially the Russians. They're very similar to us, and I cannot understand how we can distinguish ourselves so much from the Russians. Sometimes there are also exhibitions of modern art. Modern art, like here, the German painter Anselm Kiefer interpreting the literature of Velimir Klebnikov. I don't go so much into detail, but it's impressive to see these more than 30 pieces of modern art in the Winter Palace in the Hermitage. And there must, of course, be also some fun. I mean, we had a real good time in the Hermitage, my family and me. As you can see also now in the clock, there is our son Julian. Huh? Can you see him? Time passes quite quickly here in the museum and it never gets boring. We also went to have coffee in the ground floor and then start again to walk around and see many more things and also have a look at the people. Folks are coming really from all over the world here. I especially like to see how people were living in ancient times, their furniture, the decoration of the rooms, and also very much the library. I appreciate very much in modern times right now being able to read all kinds of books. As a woman, I think I wasn't allowed in the past, but this is something I really like, the libraries. Have a look at how people were living in the past times, and also some very nice pictures, all the details, the faces, the mirrors, the paintings. I hope you got some impressions from the Hermitage. Look at all these amazing details, these colors. They did not have the possibility to take pictures. They really had to paint all the details as they could see and observe it. We come to an end now of our walk through the Hermitage. I hope you could get an impression and once in a while come by yourself to Saint Petersburg. In the end, I would like to collect some statements of my travel companions about our stay here in Russia. Hans-Peter, wir haben dich wiedergefunden.
Ja.
Du hast uns das zweite Mal hierher gebracht.
Ja.
Warum? Was sind deine Weggründe?
Ja, wegen der Hermitage, weil das so grosse Räume sind, so fantasievoll, prunkvoll und natürlich für die Russen besser kennenzulernen. Super schöne Frauen hier. Ich kann mich eintauschen, aber ich kann mich einfach
Oh my goodness. I hope you liked it and you will join us another time. Bye bye, leave a comment.